very lovely painting. We are doing this one together. Even if you are comfortable with other material, feel free to work with any other material. Painting together with watercolor medium. It's a water base, and I'm going to show you first. It's same as other medium. You see that this is a tube. It's a tube of watercolor paint. The brand doesn't matter. Most of the brand is really good. This is Daniel Smith. Is the one of the really good brand actually. The good or the regular one, it depends how much pigment they have, and this is the good quality, and the pigment is really good for that. Because of that, I mentioned these are fine. And if you buy some tube, you need to purchase separately one by one. Like the green, they have a name like sap green. Red has different, like a cad red. This is quinacridone rose. This is a pinky tone. And the blue, we have like phthalo blue, we have cobalt, we have ultramarine blue. You don't need to have all the blue color or all the red, green or something. You just need to have the base of one blue, one red, and one pinky tone, the green color, and then with mixing the colors, you can reach the others actually. So any of the color I use, I will let you know the name. It's easier for you to know for the next time to buy if you like. And this is a palette. It's ready to go everywhere with me. It's really handy. And I purchased this one from art store. All this was empty. And those kind of paint can place everywhere on this small space. So I placed the green somewhere. I start with the darker color, purpley, bluey, reddish color, yellowy, and greeny here. And it's dry now. Every time I want to use that, just need to spray the water on top and use it. So it's not same as acrylic. For acrylic, if you keep it like this, it's dry and you are not able to use it later. But for for watercolor, it's fine. You can keep it like that. You can have it even outside with yourself. Just drop a water, spray a water, make your paint again fresh to use next time. I have different palette. This is another style, shape of the palette. So both are fine. And the other things, if you don't want to buy like tube, you can go with the like a peel ready to use. You don't need to use the tube. This package, I think this is a St. Petersburg, and I got this from Amazon. St. Petersburg brand, it's really good. These are just come up like a peel. It's not a tube. It's already like that. You open it and then use it with a drop of water on top. And as I mentioned, if even this kind of peel get finished, you can, it's hard to bring it out, but it's possible. Then you can purchase one like a cubey shape, and if you know the name of which color is finished, then you can buy that and then again replace it. So these two kind of things is the watercolor paint that you can use everywhere. And the other material that we need is paper, which is important because paper is, need to know some information about it. Let me show you. We have different brand. I have this one. Let me bring another one to you. We have so many different watercolor paper. So Arches is one of the best. And the information I talk about is the weight of the paper, which is how much the gram it has, or a pound. This is 300 gram, 140 pound. That's the weight of the paper. We have more narrow, delicate, so less than this weight is really delicate. And more than this, the paper is really thick, sometimes challenging to work with. So this is the better weight for the paper. And the other thing is this one, how much cotton the paper has. If it's not mentioned on your palette, on your paper, it means that it's 25%. And if it mentioned, it's 100% cotton. These are easier to work with because can keep the water on top for longer time. For example, these are good for wet on wet technique, not for all the technique. If you want to work on really wet surface, so it's easier to use 100% cotton because give you time to work on top more and more as a layers and not dry so fast. But if it's 25% cotton, dries fast, and then you need to again come on top and make it wet. So both paper, it's okay to work, but you need to know how to work with the paper. The other things is the texture that we have. It's cold press that you can see here, or hot press and rough. Cold press, if you touch your paper, has a lovely texture. For hot press, it's really flat and smooth, and rough has heavy texture. I recommend to work on different kind of paper, then you feel which one is more interest for you. Me, myself, I prefer to work more on arches, cold press paper, 100% cotton, and the weight is better to be 140 pounds. I like this kind of paper more, but it's not that mean that I'm not working on the other kind of paper. So these are other brand. This is Fontaine, and I think, yeah, it's 100% cotton as well, 140 pound, and here mention about cold press here. All the package is something close to this information if it has, but 100% cotton, if it doesn't mention it, it means that it's 25. So some of them is like a notebook, then you can rip the paper and mount it on top of the surface with the paper tape and then work on it. Some is like that, is like a block. This is a block. All these paper connect to each other, and just one empty spot has here. After you finish, then you can just try with the knife, you can just remove the tape. Different kind of paper we have, actually the model we have even a larger sheet of the paper. You can purchase those and then cut in a size that you like and work on it. So information about the paper. Now we need to know about the brushes. We have different brushes in watercolor, same as oil and acrylic. The main difference between those is the length of the brush. If you see some brushes is shorter, it means that these are for watercolor. Like this is for acrylic and oil. And it's taller, longer, because we work oil and acrylic on easel. So you need to take your brush from here and then work on the easel. But for watercolor, we are working on a flat surface or a little angle. Because of that, the size of the brushes is like a pencil. So you just take like from here and then work on it. It can be like round shape, like this. These are the round shape. It can be flat, like that. Even this Chinese brush is round as well. It gives me nice texture. Or it can be small and pointy, like this, for details. I really feel comfortable to do everything just with the round brush as information if you like. But for this one, because we have a water and we would like to make some wave on top, it's good to have a flat brush as well. So this is the brushes. We talk about the paper, paint and palette. We need the cup of water. If you have two, would be better to have one clean than the other. And we have napkin or paper towel or any towel that you have around. These are about the material that we need for tonight. And sometimes I have a paper and pencil with me to draw, but for this one we are not, we don't have any drawing part a lot because we can do everything with the paint. The only things that I recommend to separate this part, the horizon, the sky, and the bushes with the line, and then from the bottom part. That's it. But if you feel more comfortable, I do it with the regular paper. I just separate this line, and then if you feel comfortable to have the place, to know idea, have an idea about the place of these bushes, just pretend like this, zigzaggy shape. That's it. You don't need to add more details, just like that. Because we start from this line, we move to the top to finish the sky, and then we are adding the trees and the bushes on distance, then everything transfer to the water, and then we are finishing the water, and then we are adding the shadows here. All these beautiful flowers we are doing later at the end. They are coming on top because they are closer to us, and they're bigger, and those are more look like the fade to the background for depth, and then these are closer. So all these kind of things is the information about the painting that we are doing today. If you have any question, please ask me. If not, we can start. Okay. My paper size is 7 by 9.5, like 7 by 10 inches. It's not much big, but I can just, even if you like, let me work it, focus it more. Okay, I just separate the horizon line. You can do it with the ruler if you have, if you would like to make it really flat, or any things that it's close to you, which is more flat. I think I would start from here. I just draw the flat line to separate the horizon. Flat line, just like that. I keep more space for the water part, less space for the sky. So we need to gradually start with the paint from yellow, move to lighter yellow, and then add the purpley tone as a cloud on top. Okay, so we need to pre-mix some paint. The yellow I'm going to use is cadmium yellow, which is bright yellow, or any kind of yellow you have would be fine. Add a drop of water like that to the paint, make it ready. Add a drop of water. You can take your water like this with your brush and bring it to your palette. The palette actually can be like this or plastic one. We have ceramic, we have porcelain. That I recommend. Ceramic and porcelain is better than plastic, but so it's easily can broke. You need to be careful, but those are better. So this is the yellow. I keep this yellow for here. It's more yellowy. Now I would make a little bit for horizon, just orangey tone. So I put more yellow from the other part. I can keep some space in between. I don't let them mix together. And then I'm going to, you can wash your brush like that, and then add a little bit red. The primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. So if you don't have orange, would be okay. As you see, I don't have orange. I mix yellow and red and reach the orange color. Like that, I can get the orange. Even if I don't have more green, I can mix yellow and blue and get the orange, get the green. And with red and blue, I can get the purple. So these two colors are premix of yellow and orange for the sky part. Yes. So these are two colors. Now I would premix the blue color, which is the lighter base blue. And I'm going to use cerulean blue, which is a light blue color. If you don't have this light blue, you can use cobalt blue. Cobalt or ultramarine blue. The difference between the watercolor and acrylic is we start from lighter color in watercolor and then move gradually to add the darker on top. But in acrylic and oil, we start with darker color and then the light color come on top. For this one, we are not mixing white color most of the time because you can do that, but the white can make sometimes your paint muddy. So if you would like to have lighter tone, add more water to your mixture. If you would like to have darker tone, less water, more pigment. Now you see the difference? This is darker, less water has, and this is lighter, more water has. And then I would make some purpley tone for the cloud. For the purple, I already have different purple here, but I would mix rosy color, red rose, with the blue, and then I can reach the nice purple, which is good for the cloud. That one. Okay. These 4 colors are good for the sky, and this part of the cloud is a little pinky. So red rose or permanent rose, any pinky tone, you can use it for this part. Even the pink color is a little bit peachy. You can mix pink with yellow to reach exactly the same color. Okay, this 5 color is good for the sky. And the reason I premix before, I bring it a little on my center of the palette, add more water to make it a little bit runny, because for watercolor, I need to finish it once. I don't need to keep the sky be wet and then bring the paint because it gets dry and then doesn't give me the good result. So with the larger brush, I'm going to wet the paper, just the sky part, like that. If your paper is not like me as a block, please with paper tape, stick it to your table, to any board that you have, that like 4 side, let me show you. This is the paper tape, and you need to stick it like this, not just 4th side of the paper. Hold this part, hold this part, hold this part, and then hold this part, like a frame. And then after you finish your painting, just you can take it out, and then the nice frame, white frame, come around your painting. Okay. Now I wet the paper, the sky part just, and now it's ready for adding the paint on top. I'm going to start with orangey color. Start with the bottom. I'm sure that I add the green bushes there, but it's fine. I'm going to start with orangey tone, back and forth. You can cover whole this paper, but not really high, because it's just a narrow part is orangey. Then when you add the color on your paper, you can see you need to add more red to make warmer orange, or you can do a little yellow more. Then right away you can bring it and make it darker. Lay down your brush, not the tip, hold the hair of the brush. And when the paper wet, they very gently blend into each other. And even, for example, if I'm not happy with one part, clean the brush, I can lift up the paint like that. Clean the brush, lift up some paint like this. But I would keep those color. So something like this. If your paper be 100% cotton, still give you a chance for the top part. But if it's not, again, you need to wet the rest of the paper. Okay? And then we are move on with pure yellow. Just a little bit pure yellow toward the center. It can be lemon yellow, it can be cadmium yellow, but not much. I don't like to have the line on top, so I can a little bit blend this yellow into the white of the paper to help it move slowly toward the top. Okay. I need some white space a little in between because as I mentioned, blue, yellow give us a green. We don't want to have a green in our sky. So we need some space, be not really yellowy, to add the blue on top. When it's wet, you can do everything. When it's getting dry, it's a little bit harder. Something like that. I keep it be like this. Something like that. It's my sky. Okay. And for the next part, which is the blue, again, I think if it's 25% cotton, we need to wet the rest of the paper to the top. Okay? And then clean the brush. We don't need to have yellow in it. Please come take the blue color. And start from the edge of the paper. With the edge of the paper, come toward the center. Not everywhere. Make sure not to come close to yellow. Just a little bit. Now it's time to add the cloud. My paper is still wet. It's shiny. If you see from the side, still shiny. So it shows that it's wet. If yours is like that, you need to come on top to add the cloud, not really watery. A little bit less water, more pigment. If yours is dry, would be okay. You can come on top with the watery brush stroke, okay? So I'm coming to shape the cloud. First, I'm going to add a little pinky color or peachy color. Red rose with yellow, give me peachy color. And now I'm not adding much water. If you see, it's more pigment, less water, like that. Or if your brush has more water, just touch the napkin with the side like this. And then it can reduce the amount of water. Then take your brush from the side, not the tip. I prefer to use whole hair of brush, not the tip of brush. Tip of brush is great for the details. So I'm going to add very gently some shape to be look like a cloud. This is the bottom part of the cloud. The top part is more purpley. Randomly add some pinky color everywhere, like this. And then it's time for the purple. Again, the purple need to be less water, more pigment. Blue, red, blue, pink. It depends how much dark you would like to have your cloud. I make this purple, I'm happy with it, but some purple is more reddish. You can depend how much red and blue you add. Touch the napkin to reduce the amount of water. We don't need to have much water on top. And then again, come back from the side. Try to add some darker color of purple on top of the pinky color. And that can happen randomly somewhere that you like to have a cloud, like this. For the top part, we are going to add more. Even you can add more pure blue to make the cloud not really purple. Just move a little darker blue. But make sure to keep the nice blue color as a sky color you already have. We don't need to cover all of them with the cloud. I'm pretty happy with this. It can give me time, I can give it actually time to dry and then see if I need to add more or fine. Okay, so I give it time to dry and then we'll see if we need to add more or not. Just before adding completely the way to dry, I would add a little orangey color here, the center of yellow. So clean the brush, add little bit movement on top of here. I don't want to be really just a flat orange and yellow, little cloud. Make the distance more nice, like this. It's too normal that you add the cloud on top and you're not happy with. So what we can do, when it's completely wet still, not dry, take some part of your napkin like this, roll it, a little bit heavy, give you some edge. With this, you can lift up some paint. For example, I would lift up some paint here. When it's wet, it's a good time. Like here. You see, I lift up this part. And I would lift up this part. And even this part. So I just play with the napkin to bring back more sky part. If the purple spread everywhere. So sometimes we need to be a little fast, not to let it dry, to lift up the paint. Okay. I can wet this time the bottom part of my paper. All this paper, when you wet the paper, it gets more shiny. It shows that it's completely wet. Okay. And then start with the orange color exactly on the side of the horizon line. Just come other way. Okay, like that. Back and forth with the orange. And then gradually move to yellow. Okay. Now it's a good time if you like to have darker orange, you can do right away because the surface is wet. Give you a chance to do anything you like. I would go a little darker here and I would make a little bit warmer as a yellow, but I'm not cover everything till here. And then clean the brush, move more yellow, just a pure yellow here. Make sure not to cover everything, just make it a little lighter. Gradually mix with the water to make like light yellow lemon color like this. From the orange, gradually we are coming like transition between the orange, come to the warmer yellow and then to lighter yellow. And keep this space for the bluey color. Okay. And if the paper start to get dry, again wet the paper, just the white part. Not adding the not adding the water to the paint that you have. Clean the brush. Add the pure blue color. Now from the edge, bottom part of your paper. It depends how much light or dark you would like to have. You can control the amount of water. When you add more water, your paint and the surface is very lighter. When you add more pigment, of course, it gets darker. Something like that. We are not still adding any cloud reflection. We are just working on the base of the water, and we are not adding any wave so far. Mine is still wet, so if I want to come on top and add the cloud, I need to go with more pigment, less water. But if yours is not much wet, same as mine, you don't need to go with the more heavy paint pigment. You can add a little watery brush stroke. So again, I clean the brush. I'm going to add purple. Oh, sorry, first pink. Clean the brush. Wipe with napkin. And start bring the pinky color. Pink, and I'm not really love this pink. This one is warmer because of the yellow. So I add yellow in my pink to make it look like a peachy color. Okay. And then with the whole hair of brush, with the side, not the tip, with this side. Take your brush like that, lay down, and start apply some movement on top of your water. You can spread because here the reflection is here, this side. And the whole top part can become a little toward the bottom part. I'm going a little flat, like this. And it's watery, so spread everywhere. I can leave it to keep like this. I add the purple tone, so I see if I would keep it like that or wipe it with napkin, because with napkin, we can lift up some of them. So heavy paint, if you see the purple is darker too. Oops, really dark. Like that, I keep it the purple here. And then for this side, I can just go a little bit wider, more space like that with purple. Still, I keep the blue be visible, but the reflection of the sky come to the water. I keep here blue more. If you work like from the side of your brush and make the line on top, it shows like a wave on top of your water too. Okay, something like that, and you can let it dry. But I would again come on top with the napkin that I told you, but this is not clean. You can make the clean one again. Or you can open it, turn the other side. Again, now it's fresh and clean. Then still wet, I would work a little to fix and lift up some in between. Just because it's wet, it's a spread everywhere. Now with the napkin, you can just work on it and lift up some. Make sure not to rub the napkin on top of your paper because it can damage your paper. Just push on a paper, a little pressure, take it off. That's it. Like this. If we rub it like that, for sure your paper get damaged. So we need to do dry brush stroke. The technique that we worked on the sky and on the water was wet on wet. What that means? It means that we wet the paper and work on a wet surface with a wet brush. But now we wait everything dry. You can touch the paper and it's dry. And we are going on top with the wet brush. So it's dry, wet on dry technique. Wet, which is the paint, on dry, which is on a paper, which is dry. We have dry on dry as well, which is the paint and the paper is supposed to be dry. And that's the last touch we are going to do. Now it's wet on dry. The paper is dry. We are going on top with the wet brushes. You can clean your water. You can change the water. It's a little bit dirty, but I'm fine because the top is green. I don't need to change it myself, but if you like, you can do that. And the other things is the first layer I'm going to do with the little bit bigger brush. It's not much big, it's number 8, and the brand is Princeton. I cannot say the numbers exactly because it depends on the brand. They're not all numbers 8 same size. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Depend on the brand that you work. The Princeton brand is number 8 is like that. So the size of the paper was 9 by 7, and it was okay. I don't need to work bigger than that. If your paper is larger and bigger, you can go with this larger size of brush. But now any brush you work, please switch smaller one because the trees and the bushes is a details more. So I'm going to start with smaller brush. I would go with the green. If you have any green, please use that. If you don't have green, please mix yellow and blue. I have sap green. It's a bright green. I would mix it with the water, bring it to the center. And I have Viridian green. Viridian green is a bluey green. You can see the difference. This has bluey green here. And the rest is just a warm green. So sap green more, but still this is very light. I would make it darker, but the colorful darker, so I can add a little blue in it. I'm not adding right away the black because black can make it really dark, not the colorful, so I prefer to mix blue, darker blue, make it darker. Even if you like to be warmer, please add a little brown in your mixture. So again, I repeat, if you have any green, which is light, and you would like to have darker green, you can add blue, brown, and make it dark and warm, like this. And I'm not going very watery. Now, this part of the bushes is dry on dry, this kind of things. So I'm not adding those because you can see the sky color under it. But these are okay to do like now. Again, I pay attention to the horizon line that I have. I'm just coming on top with the side of brush, not with the tip. Try to pretend these are the bushes. It's better not in a same size. Go higher, lower. This is a base color, so anytime I can add darker tone or lighter tone. You see, I'm going with the circle motion, like this. And even with this circle motion, when the water of the brush gets finished, it make a noise and give me dry brush stroke. You can hear that? This is dry brush stroke. You see, there is no water in my brush and the paper is dry. You can make some technique with this. See, it's like that. Even I would make some dry brush stroke to bring this kind of things. So I have the napkin, touch the napkin to reduce the amount of water, still has a paint. I make it dry a lot, less dry. And then even you can use the tip sometimes for the details. You see here, I can make something close to that. Is it not too interesting? Something like this. And then even I would make this part a little darker. So later on I will make it darker. So far I'm going to just the same color, one color, one blue, sorry, one green. And again, continue. Make the line darker. I would make the distance not really thick, not really narrow, but try to use a little bit different shape. Even if you like to have, you see here, a little bit lighter as you move on, you don't need to just use one green. You can make sure not to make it really large, big, to cover all the beautiful cloud that you already make. Because sometimes we forget and then make it grow and make it really big. Some green like that. Still is not much dark. We need to again make it darker. Okay, and I'm going to add some details. It's good to do with the tip. You can just move on to make some part pointy. To make all these beautiful bushes ready on the stems. I don't want to let it dry. I can just bring a little darker tone on this base, which is the separation. And for really darker, it needs black if you have it to mix with. If you don't have it, it's fine. Again, you can back to blue and brown. Less water, more pigment. Please not just do like that. This is the line, and make not interesting things in your nature. So we need to again a little shape as a bushes, but not to the top. We need to keep the light tone as well. You can just play with the light and dark. Even now you can add some darker on the top to make the bushes on this side a little lighter. And like that. I try to keep the shape of bushes. Exactly the bottom part is darker. To make it easy for myself, I draw one line like that. And then I don't let it dry, so I just shape it like circle motion to shape the cloud like this. But I don't want to cover everywhere. So I just keep this side be light. Again, come on top and add some darker randomly to shape that darker, and it separate like different kind of bushes on here. Some practice to control the amount of water in your brush, especially for dry brush. If you're not comfortable now and it's the first time to work with the watercolor, would be fun. Just with the tip of brush like that, you see, you can make some small like leaves and shape like a trees. That's other things. I can bring it closer. This happened with dry brush. This happened with the tip of brush. Small brush stroke. Okay. Like that. And now the same technique for this tree on this side. So I'm going to do that too. It's a little bigger. So I take my brush like this. I am making sure not to cover all this beautiful cloud because sometimes I forget to keep those. And when I cover it, I don't want to not seeing them. And I make sure not to cover everything because in between it's fine to see the beautiful cloud. Okay, like that. Sometimes it's okay to use the tip of brush. Still something like this. And I need to add the tree trunk, branches, something in between. I have pink. Make it ready. The reason I pre-mix the paint is because it helped me easier to bring it on top of the paper. That's it. And then yellow. Even we can do the same for oil and acrylic. We mix the color first and then use on a canvas. Okay, these two color. That's for filled and that's for, or even you can use this peachy color, more pinky. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to start with this pinky tone. I have one line here, one line there. So start from exactly bottom part of my bushes. So I make pinky color here. A little bit like this line. We don't need to add more because we are not, it's not our focusing. Even mine is really bright. If yours is bright, clean your brush. Try to just come on top and lift up some with your brush and make it more balanced. That's it. And then a little bit lower here, like that, as a line. And then napkin and water. I try to again come back and reduce this really brightness. Okay, something like this. So it's helped to reduce the amount. I put the paint and then try with the clean brush, try to lift up some of it. This too. Now it's time to add the bluey green. For the bluey green, I'm coming from the side and just cover this part. You can go flat like that. You can just pretend this is like a bushes and play like this. Like a grass actually. I just cover it with one flat line to show this is on the stance. Then later I will show you how you can make look like a bushes. Just flat line so far. Continue. Some flat line on bottom part of the pinky tone here as well. One green on top, one green left, one green right. And then we are going to add lighter green in between, like here. Lighter green, I mix the green I have with yellow. I just go like this, play with my brush hair. From the side, just lay down, move it like this to cover the empty space. That's it so far. Okay. If something happened like this, which is just a flat line, and it's fine, because we would like to show this is on the stance. We don't want to add details a lot. Okay. But if you like to make it more, this is like a field or a grass. We would like to add a little details to make it look like real grass. You can do that with different kind of brushes, like fan brush. Let me see if I have it here to show you. I don't know, I have it. Oh yeah, this is the fan brush. It's like a fan. You can just like pretend like a grass with this. If not, if you don't have it, other things, just a regular brush, make the darker color green. Darker color is mixture with blue brown. Okay. Less water, so touch the napkin. From the side, a little shorter brush stroke. Just that. Just play with your brush, move a little like a zigzaggy shape. That's it. And a little zigzaggy shape here too. Both sides a little darker, but make sure not bring it high because we would like to show the light color be visible, okay? With the fan brush, I can show you too, like a little slower, shorter stroke like this. And it's already make like grass shape like this. But we don't need that details a lot because it's the stems. Just a little bit would be fine. Here. And a little bit of space, I keep it like this is the lighter color. I keep space like this and start adding like that. You see the brush stroke with the flat brush randomly come like from top to bottom. Make sure to have enough paint, sorry, and then do like this. That's happen randomly. You see even the brush stroke not clean. Some parts give me empty space, some just spread everywhere. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Oops. That's with flat brush. You can make some part which is higher on the nature, bring it a little bit higher like this. Okay? If you have round brush, I do the other part with round brush. So exactly like this, space, we need to keep some space in between as a light color we see. We don't need exactly start from the green part. Keep some space. Now with the side of your brush, just bring it like that. Sometimes it's easier with the little bit bigger round brush. Okay, let me make again, premix the paint. So reduce the amount of water, keep from the side like this. It need to be not watery. Less water, more pigment this time. Okay. From the side, I go like this and then turn this way. But be careful, it's better to be less water, more pigment. Like that. Even sometimes we need to use exactly the tip as well, so it's okay. It can come and help us. You see? So I can do with the round brush, I can do with flat brush. Both give me opportunity to make the shadow, which reflects on top of the water. So make sure not to make it really big because we need to bring this beautiful stem and leaves and the flowers. That's enough like here. And even before finish, the wave part and reflection with the flat brush, just add some wavy part as well, like some line. Just one or two. These help to make the wave on top to show that's the water. Please not make it busy a lot. That's 1 or 2 strokes would be okay. That's enough. I'm going to add this stem first. Same as this part of the reflection. If you have flat brush, you can go with flat brush. If you have round brush, you can go with the round brush. I show you the both technique. So with flat brush first, it's easier to do one line like this. You have the flat brush, make it really narrow, the tip be narrow, not the spread the hair, just make it narrow, straight to the paper, like this. We need to be really flat on paper. I straight one time, start to go up. Okay, not back and forth. So be careful to make enough paint, and the dark paint, not watery paint, some like a juicy paint. And one time, make one line shorter, one line higher. It happens sometimes to get a little thickness would be fine because we have the details of the leaves here, so you can even add one here too. And one like this is better, not all of them in straight lines. Better to be one move toward left, a little move toward right. It's nature. Everything is a little bit changed sometimes. That's okay and beautiful. For here is more empty. For this side, I can make it more busy like this. Even I can go lighter green in between to bring some different tone. I go with yellow to make my green lighter, light and dark. It depends how much tall you would like to bring it. Make it higher if you like. Less pressure in your hand, make the line a little narrow, less pressure. I know it's hard to control it sometimes. Sometimes the hands shake, that's normal. But try just play with the line like this. Come, put your brush and then go high. It doesn't need to be perfect at all. It's a grass stem and something like that. Even the bottom part can be a little bit wider, and when it's go top, can just continue like that. Here is more busy, so it's okay to do like this. And the same with round brush. It's better to have pointy round brush. This is a smaller brush. The tip is more narrow. Straight again. I'm going to draw one line like this. Sometimes the round brush easier. You never know. You can practice with any kind of brush you have, then you can find which one is more easy for you. And then just continue like this. But if you see I'm not make the grass really straight, I just play with the movement of my stem to move left, right, and even straight too. But this one is taller toward right, and toward left is a little bit. It's not much work on it. Please make sure not to make it really busy. We need to add the flowers on top. Okay, that's it. I think I'm okay with it. I don't need to add more. I would wait to place the flowers. Okay. Is it hard to draw the narrow line, or it's fine? I hope not much hard.
I'm just using a real skinny brush. Works pretty good.
If I show you here on this paper, it really depends on how much pressure you add. If you just very gently start and then do like that, you see it's easy to move it everywhere. But if you pressure on your hand, it automatically get a little bit thickness, which is fine. I don't say it's nothing is wrong in art. It's just the creativity. So that make us comfortable to make our creativity. That's it. So you can pressure, or if you want to have a narrow line, just less pressure in your hand and just look like a blooming like this. And even happen with flat brush. I can do the same. With the tip, if you have less pressure, it gives you narrow line. If you add more pressure, give you thicker line. And both are nice and beautiful. But try to play with the movement of all this shape toward left, right, not all really straight. And that's it. Okay, the last part, which is the beautiful flower. Are you ready to add those? And just a little, sorry, is this. Okay, so I'm going to start mixing color for the flowers. Is bluey purpley. So I can, the same color that we have for the cloud, a little more blue. So I go with lighter blue. I already have the purple, but the reason we would like to make on top of this green part is make it less water, more pigment, because can make the paint a little bit heavy. So I start with one color. I don't need to go really detailish with the petal and everything. I just pretend with the brush stroke that where is the place of my flower. That's it. Like here, I just pretend a little bit paint here. I can add at the same time a little pinky color to make it interesting, like that. This is look like a blossom. I make it a little bit tall. I would have a blossom here too. And even one here. Like a long oval shape. And tiny here. In between as a blossom. And this part I would add some just the blue color. I shape it like this. I shape it like that. I try to do it to show you. You can see me and then pretend to do that. Even lighter pink. If you like to mix the white color or even acrylic would be okay. I can show you with that if you have a white acrylic or if you have a white gouaches or even white watercolor. If you like to make it lighter. If you have just the watercolor, let me bring my white. But make sure if you mix the acrylic paint with your watercolor, clean it after so fast because acrylic can stick to your palette. A little bit white. It's better to use any water-based medium. Acrylic is water-based, gouache is water-based, and watercolor is water-based too. So I take a little bit white, bring it here. That makes the paint a little bit brighter. And it show me like that. See? It make a little lighter. Even I can bring some pink color. I would bring some pink, which is beautiful here. Okay. Not much bluey tone. And here too. At the same time, mix some blue with the white. Okay. Like this. You can just randomly pretend this is a flower. Don't have to bother yourself to draw each petal. See, some randomly I'm going to add. Brush stroke, blue, pink, and mixture of white in front. Or you can place the white if it's easier for you. I just try to show different options. And add some blue in between and add some pinky tone around. Like that. That's big. Or even you can use red, other flowers. Just bring some beautiful movement of the flower in front. I would go some here too. The reason I'm not fan of white color to mix with is make the color muddy. Because of that, I'm not feeling comfortable with that, especially in watercolor. But sometimes we need to use it.